Hi guys, welcome to today's video. Today we are going to be making this Scrap Diva Designs mailbox die into a memory dex card. It is really easy and simple to put together. It doesn't take long at all to assemble, and it's adorable. It looks really cute. So let's get right to all the pieces. These are all of the pieces that you're going to need to make the base. You're going to need this piece right here to make the back, the base piece of your mailbox. This piece makes the box, and it's got these little tabs in here, and all the lines, fold lines and score marks and all of that are embossed in your paper. This is the bottom part of your box. So this is the back, the box, the bottom part of the box, and then these pieces right here are going to be used for the lid. And as you can see right here, they do have the little tabs on there, and this has a little decorative edge as well. So these pieces right here are the base piece. And then all of the pieces that have a stitching detail on them, these are all layering pieces. And it's really quite easy to put together. Like, it won't take you long at all. So let me show you what I did. I'm going to move this to the side. These are the pieces that I have cut out to prep our base. Let me get our base pieces. Yeah. Okay. So we have our back piece. I cut out 3 pieces. I cut the piece that's going to go on the front, that's going to be facing you. This chipboard piece is going to be sandwiched in between 2 pieces of cardstock. So this will be the back of my memory dex card, right? And then I cut out an additional piece. This has got stitch detail on it. This is going to line the front, or mat the front part of our memory dex card. I'm not going to do a second piece on the back. I don't think it's necessary. I think this paper right here has a lot of color to it, and I think it's perfect the way it is. So I'm not going to, add an additional piece to that. So far that's what we have. Then for our mailbox, so that's the back part of our mailbox. For the front part, I cut one piece out, one of these out, and the lid. So for our box, we are going to need one of these. This is going to go at the bottom, and one of each of these. This is going to go at the top, just like that. Okay. So, and everything else is just a layering piece, nothing for you to worry about, right? So first off, let's fold on those fold marks that are embossed on your paper. Just like that. You're going to fold all the tabs, everything that has a fold mark, so that you know what you need to attach to the next piece. And the tab right here. So this is what we have. You can see here that your box is taking shape. These are the tabs that you're going to use to adhere to the base and to the lid and the bottom part of your box. So this is the bottom part of your box. It's got 2 fold marks on there, embossed on your paper. So what we're going to do with this piece right here is the little tab is going to go towards the back of your mailbox. So it's going to attach to the base. This is your base right here. It's going to attach to the base. And see, this is what it'll look like on the back end. You'll have these 3 tabs. So far we have the front of our box, the bottom of our box, and now we're going to, the back, or the base, and now we're gonna fold our lid, our mailbox lid. And we have 1, 2, 3, 4. You're gonna fold on all 4 sides, right? This is gonna be the lid. This is another piece of the lid, and it's got 2 little tabs. You're just gonna fold those in, just like that. And then we're going to adhere these to this piece right here, just like so. So you will see that, see this little edge right here has a little slant to it. You're going to want the slanted part to be facing the back of your mailbox. So how can I say this? This part that goes forward is going to be facing the back. We're going to adhere this to this end and make a perfect corner right here, if that makes sense. if you adhere it to this side, it will not be a perfect corner. There'll be a little piece missing. So that's how you know what side to attach it to, but basically it's the side that goes from the corner out to your right if it's facing you. So we would attach this like here, and that's going to be the lid to our mailbox, right? But first, what I want to do before we attach any of that is I want to punch my holes, right? And this little Heidi swap punch does not punch the holes through all the layers, unfortunately. So what I do is I just eyeball it. I just bring it in, try to make it an even edge on both sides, and punch my hole, right? Just like that. Oops. I feel like it's not going. There you go. Okay. And again, I'm just eyeballing it. It's not going to be perfect because literally I just eyeballed it. So this is what it looks like. That's what we have so far. Then I'm going to take my next layer, line it up as best as possible with this, right? And I'm going to bring these in. And on this side, I'm going to move it over until I get them right where I want them, right? Again, making sure they're lined up as best as possible. And then I do my punch. And so that is what we have so far. Just like that. Okay. And then that's that one. I'm going to move that over. I'm going to bring my back piece, line it up with the back as best I can. And you should probably put a paper clip or something to hold this in place, because it does tend to move on you. So bring that in, do the same thing, just line it up, use that little window to make sure you're doing it in the exact same spot, right? Just like that. And then I am going to bring this top layer. This is going to be the front of my card. I'm going to adhere this where I want it. So about right there, right? Let me add some glue to it. All the way around. Avoiding that little area where I don't want to put too much there. I don't want to avoid the area, but I don't want to put too much glue there. Okay, so we're going to adhere this right there. Wipe that off. Okay, and then I'm wiping the glue off. I'm going to do the same thing again. Bring this in. Let me just throw that in there. And use that window to line up my punches. Just like so. And press down. And I've got all my pieces punched and we are ready to assemble. So at this point, you would do any stitching that you would want to do. I'm not going to do any stitching on this one. It is, again, a really, really beautiful little mailbox, so I don't need to do any stitching. I'm just going to adhere all my pieces. This is going to be the back piece. Look how pretty that is, you guys, right? Isn't it so pretty? Where is my little... I don't bring it over here this time. My score tool. I like to run it over this just to make sure everything adheres nicely. Okay, that's the back piece. Now we're going to adhere the front piece. And I want to add some to those little corners right there, right around the memory decks part. Okay, and again, we're just going to line those up. Super easy, right, guys? It's just, you know, I wish the punch would go through several layers because it wouldn't take that many steps, but even though it takes a few extra steps, it's not hard or tedious or anything like that. It's just a few extra steps. Okay, so we've got our base and it is nice and sturdy. So we've got 2 layers in the front, we've got our chipboard, and then 1 layer in the back. Okay, and now we are ready to put our box together. So what I'm going to do is just add the layering pieces to it before we start assembling it. So I am going to add some glue to this. Oops, and adhere this to the center. Hold that in. Just like so. Then we're going to add this piece, and it goes right over here. Just follow the lines of the mailbox. And I'm just going all the way around and adding all my layering pieces with just a thin bead of glue. Oh, that moved a little bit. You want to make sure to line up these pieces. Okay. Then we have this layering piece right here. Let me add this piece. Get it all the way to those corners to make sure it adheres really, really well. I'm folding it over just to make sure it's right on that edge. Then I'm going to add some glue to this tab right here. Rubbing it all the way down, making sure all those corners have adhesive. You're just trying to line up all the pieces. Just like that. Actually, I think that I need to remove this and bring it in a little further. I use some hot glue just so it'll be faster. There you go. I keep moving it. Let me try one more time. When I apply pressure to lock it into place, it moves. And you don't want it to move because it will be wonky if you don't get these lines right here straight. So I'm just going to hold that in place and hopefully that'll do it. There you go. Okay, and then we've got this layering piece for the top. I'm going to add some liquid glue to this and just eyeball it. It goes over this piece right here. If you have design paper, make sure that it's facing the correct direction. And there you go, that's what that looks like. It does have a little inner rim, and then the outside also has a little border all the way around. And then finally we have this layering piece for our box. This is how it's going to go, the direction it's going to go in. Just like so. Okay, so now we can start adhering our box. And what I think I want to do is I am going to go ahead and close off this bottom piece, I think. Let's see. Yeah, like I want to just glue these pieces. I don't think that there was a need for it to open at the bottom, so I'm just going to add my glue. Let me add some liquid glue so I can have time to move things around. And I'm also going to add glue to these tabs right here. Okay, and I'm just gonna apply some additional pressure. And this is what the back part is gonna look like. You're gonna have 3 little tabs. That's what you're gonna use to adhere to your base piece. Up here is going to be our lid. Whoops. Just like that. So this is the front part of our mailbox. Isn't she so cute? And then this is the back part. You're going to have these 4 tabs, right, for the back part. So if you are not making this a memory dex card, you would adhere your mailbox all the way to the bottom of your base. And then this part is probably where you could, you know, embellish, add some little envelopes, maybe the word post. I like to put it here on the front. But in this case, we are doing a memory dex. So we're just going to adhere this right above the memory dex punches, right? So we're going to adhere it about right there. Let me add some liquid glue so I can have some room to move it, right? And you just want to make sure that you've got this straight, you're lining it up where it needs to be. You're applying pressure. And that's why I like to use liquid glue, because it gives me time to move it around. Both of these sides were not where I wanted them to be, but I had time to move them around. And then you can just apply your pressure. I need my little score tool. Let me grab that real quick. Or actually, I'm just going to use this ruler right here. Okay, so this is what we have so far. I just added the base piece of my mailbox on right above those punches, right? And now I feel like it's a little lower on one side. Let me adjust that a little bit. After I applied pressure to it, let me adjust it. Let me see. I'm going to add some more liquid glue. And adjust just a little bit. I want it to be nice and even. And oops, now I moved it too much. Let me see. Oh, there you go. Just a little bit. I just moved it a little bit down. There you go. Okay. And now we're ready to adhere this piece. I'm going to add some liquid glue to the tab. Making sure to line it up right against the edge, just like so. And then you want to apply pressure to it, but without moving it. There you go. And see, it lines up right to the edges of the inside tabs. So that's a really great way of making sure that you have it adhered right where you want it, right? And so that is our little Memorydex box. You can add some Velcro to this or a little magnet just to make sure that it stays in place. And what I want to do is add this word post to it, and I want to pop it up on some foam squares. See, this is a smaller piece. And then I'll cut this piece. I'm going to trim off the visible part. And we are almost done, guys. We're already embellishing, so it just takes a few more steps when you're creating a Memorydex out of this. But if you're not making a Memorydex, you know, there's a lot of steps there that you can skip. I'm going to add this word right there. And then we are going to add our little roses right here. I love these little rolled up flowers for Valentine's, but definitely you can use them throughout the year. And then I want to add these leaves right in there. There you go. Oh, that's so cute. Look at that, you guys. Isn't that so sweet? So it took about 20 minutes to put this together without any stitching, of course, or excessive embellishing. I just am so in love with it. I love the way it looks. I think back here it would be so cute to add a little envelope and then inside include your information so that the recipient can always have, like, let's say your name, your address, your date of birth, favorite colors, things like that. Because these little Memorydex cards, in Happy Mail at least, are kind of like little business cards. So, you know, you can include all of your information on here for your crafty pals. So I hope that that helps you with the assembly of the mailbox, but also with creating a Memorydex card and just, you know, getting more use out of this die set. So thank you so much for watching, and I will talk to you soon. Bye for now.